Hola a todos, bienvenidos. Continuamos con Elysium. Mira, quería probar que en el episodio anterior me olvidé. Uy, esto se queda aquí pillado. Quería probar interactuar ahora otra vez con el envoltorio de albaricoque. A ver si me dice algo nuevo.
Again. The scent of apricots with a touch of cinnamon. Smells like the end of some distant summer. The surface of another planet or some ancient temple.
¿Un templo antiguo?
Yes, from the height of antiquity. A long, long time ago. Millennia ago. On an island of time you can never return to.
Fin del verano.
The sun sets into the sea, but the water does not boil. Instead, it turns to liquid gold. For a moment, the world's store of precious metals seems to increase dramatically, and you are rich. There is a movement next to you, the shuffle of a small coat, warm like the evening. But when you turn toward it, there's nothing there.
¿A dónde he ido?
Why are you talking to a gum wrapper?
Olerlo profusamente.
Bitter, citrus, sweet. It seems to grow stronger, like a glow, with every breath you take. Whatever petrochemical byproducts they used to create this artificial flavor have bonded tightly to the wrapper, or is that just your memory filling the gaps? Until a blossom of skin and flower petals erupts behind your closed eyes, made of toffee, cream, and distance. You just had to take a dive. Feels very, very familiar. Harry, please, you were supposed to discard it.
Guardar el envoltorio. O sea, y ahora tengo un pensamiento nuevo. El chicle que olía a albaricoques. Ah, pero no tengo huecos ya. Bueno, nada, tendré que esperar. Es que no quiero tener ese punto ahí de reserva por si me hace falta y me quedo ahí encallada que no puedo avanzar en nada. No quería usarlo por si las moscas. Pues nada. Yo creo que vamos a hablar con estos que estaban aquí. Y con esto ya vamos a avanzar más seguro. No hay nadie más, ¿no? Estos son los de siempre. Sí. Para esto he estudiado Derecho. Es un cuenco, hay saliva en él. No apesta tabaco. Por la ventana asombran arbustos de espino. Ajá. Dinero. Vestidos con monos portando armas y pancartas de sindicato. Hay un montón de gente aquí. ¿Por qué tengo esto? A ver.
Behind the dockworkers, a ceiling height window. The hawthorn branches scrape the glass like bony fingers. The men are talking, but you swear you hear those black limbs tap on the window as the wind blows outside.
¿Entrecerrar los ojos?
There's a little slide panel up there to let some air in. No need to open it in spring. It's still too cold outside. You're not so sure about that. Somehow you just know there's something out there, behind the glass.
¿Hay algo ahí fuera?
Yeah, your mother.
It's not a very good mother joke, but the room still laughs. Something about those mother jokes just works.
Nunca entenderé eso, la verdad. -12 es la hora. ¿La hora de qué? El mundo interior te lo dijo. +1, viste la puerta misteriosa. ¿Qué puerta misteriosa? Aún no es la hora. ¿La hora de qué? ¡Qué misterio! Pues la mirada. Y es una
Again,
tirada,
you
perdón, de
find yourself
percepción,
looking at.
además. No es la hora. Ah. Voy a hablar con esta.
Let me handle this.
Dice la mujer en la multitud del comedor antes de volverse hacia ti.
Detective disorientated. Are you still wondering where you are? This is Martinez, in case you've forgotten. I advise you not to overstay your welcome.
Her entire character has shifted. This young woman is cold as ice.
Solo quería saber un poco más sobre el sitio antes de recorrerlo. ¿Es normal?
Yes, extremely normal. I'm not a gardener, by the way. I'm a legal counselor for the Dock Workers Union. So let's get to it. You're looking for Titus Hardy? You think he has information that will help you? Maybe he does. That's Titus. Talk to him. But know this. I'll be keeping an eye on you. No strong arming. Nothing official. The District of Martinez does not recognize your authority to make arrests.
It doesn't matter if you recognize our authority. We will make an arrest if we have to.
She says nothing. Her glare speaks for her.
¿Por qué eres tan agresiva?
Aggressive? You make your living enforcing violence. These people are just dock workers.
So you were spying on us, and now you represent murder suspects. Just dock workers.
Listen, you moral intern lackeys. You're a mob, enforcing the unlawful privatization of Revachol. 20 fat men in the Occident are stealing it all, and you're their bodyguards.
Fuck yeah.
El hombre alto de espalda ancha da un sorbo a su cerveza.
So ask what you came to ask, or get back to your commanders.
No hay por qué ponerse intensitos. Sí, porque no hagamos preguntas. No me voy a meter yo en este embolado.
Let's.
¿Qué pintas tú en todo esto?
Like I already told you, I'm a legal counselor. Do you have hearing problems?
¿Y si quiero hablar contigo y no con Titus?
What you want is of no significance, officer. Don't test your authority. In Martinez, you are no one.
¿Qué vais a hacerme? El teniente no está satisfecho con este enfoque.
What are we going to do to you? The union isn't going to do anything to you. It is not a crime syndicate. It is a labor organization.
Goddamn right it is.
If anything, it is the RCM who do things to people. But we digress.
Entonces debería hablar con Titus. ¿Con Titus? Este señor, claro. Hola.
This is where you say your bit.
El tipo de espada ancha te hace un gesto con su lata de cerveza.
Detective,
El teniente tiene una mirada aguda, lo deja en tus manos. No decir nada todavía. No.
Hey, dipshit. You hard of hearing or something? The boss man's talking to you.
Do not let their squeals disturb your serenity. These are but simple peasants, sire.
Su inane parloteo no es digno de allanar tus oídos. Hazle bien la cabeza y mira a lo lejos como un príncipe.
What, is he fucking kidding? This guy high or something?
Hey, asshole, up here. We're talking to you.
we are looking for Titus Hardy.
Tenemos que hablar sobre el ahorcado.
Oh, this is about him. A real looker, that won't.
You're sure taking your time, waiting for him to get ripe and pretty for you, huh?
Oh, he was a real pretty boy by now. Real hot stuff. Letting out that pretty boy smell.
Time to go to work in the shit factory!
Easy, boys. These janitors have a hell of a job cut out for them. I mean, I wouldn't go in there for $1 million.
You might want to start asking your questions now. It's not going to get better than this.
These guys are so macho, they're ready to confess to first-degree murder. Ask if it was them.
Estudiar la sala.
No. I's here. You got business with my boys. You got business with me.
He understood what you were doing, taking inventory of them. Now watch the other guys fuck it up by falling out of line.
Yeah! You fuck with the Hardy boys, you fuck with Titus Hardy!
Grita el flacucho de la cara de rata al que le faltan las 2 paletas.
Yes, falling out of line to please him. This is the best kind. And now this guy is going to...
Relax, Dennis. No one is fucking you yet.
Responde el cuarentón de la esquina con la púa aferrada al cuello.
use it to take a dig at his friend. Flood...
Yeah, Dennis, calm down. No one's fucking you, you stupid fuck.
Let Dennis enjoy his fucking, man. We don't mind.
Te percatas de los tatuajes de pandillero. Este hombre tiene pinta de ser mezqueño o ceramiciano.
This one knows how to keep things going. He's a hothead, but not one to be taken lightly. The last one is a bit of a black sheep.
Yeah, you're not even being fucked, Dennis.
Easy, fellas. We got company. Let's see what brings the cop around.
Too late. You already got a pretty good picture of these guys. You can use this.
¿Cómo podría aprovecharlo?
You could take another look at the tracks in the yard. See if they fit with the
Okay.
characters here. It could be incriminating.
Vale, guay. El arcado del patio, ¿habéis ido vosotros?
The pretty boy. You guys really love talking about that pretty boy.
Funny. But my partner and I have a serious matter to discuss with you.
He hablado con el cadáver. ¿Por qué tiene la víctima una cinta de amarre alrededor del cuello?
Container belt, like we use in the harbor?
Sí, ¿por qué estaba ahorcado con una?
Because we took it from the harbor where we work. Then we went out back and used it to hang him.
Ok.
We did this together. All of us. Until he was dead. That's why there's a container belt around his neck.
Ajá, ¿así que os declaráis culpables?
Goddamn right.
No. These 7 honest men have equally come forth. They told you what happened so that you don't waste any more of your time.
All 7 together. They're diluting responsibility. It's an anti-arrest tactic.
¿Lo habéis asesinado así, como si nada, sin remordimientos?
How many people have you sent to the Shays? Ever felt remorse for them?
Chaise électrique is the method of capital punishment in Revachol under the Coalition. During the suzerain's reign, it used to be the firing squad.
Or send them to Reunion to rot. For 20 years. For life.
¿Y reunión qué es?
The River Esperance Correctional Facility, a military prison run by the Coalition, dubbed Reunion by the inmates. The origin of the name is unknown.
Lo que hacemos es diferente, aplicamos la ley, vosotros matáis a gente como si nada.
But you see, a lawman, is something people agree upon. And here in Martinez, we agreed that this man had to die.
¿Cuándo tuvo lugar ese incidente?
You don't have to answer any of his questions.
I know, Lizzie. Relax. We killed him last Sunday night. Seemed like a good way to end the week.
¿Cuánto hacía que conocíais a la víctima?
Known him? We don't associate with scum like that, ass.
Yeah! Who do you think we are?
Quiet. He came around about 3 weeks ago when that Pines cow first sailed into town. Happy?
By the Pines cow, you mean Joyce Messier, the representative for White Pines? The same company you are striking against?
No. I mean the Pines cow. The stupid-ass cow they sent in to fuck us over. But you know what? Why don't you ask her about the pretty boy? I'm sure she has interesting things to say when you ask her hard enough.
That's enough insinuation for today, Titus. Officer, your interview is drawing to an end. Don't waste your last questions.
¿Por qué lo habéis matado?
Why? 'Cause he was worthless mercenary scum. And he stepped out alive in my town.
Entonces, ¿por ser mercenario?
And he stepped out of line.
What kind of mercenary?
The kind that shows up when you start a strike. The experienced kind, too. Had Cohoy and Semenine written all over him. Ex-Oranese Special Forces.
A live grenade. Right here in our bar.
This one has a special gripe with him coming here.
I can't prove it, but I know he was sent by the Wild Pines. They hire merc shit like that. Story of every strike from here to Samara.
Espera, ¿cómo sabes que estuvo con fuerzas especiales?
Cause one night he walked straight up to the mic and said, "I'm Oranese goddamn special forces, and I'm gonna fuck you all."
Really?
Yeah, really. Had a gin and tonic up there, sang some Oranese paratrooper song, and said he's gonna fuck everyone.
We couldn't believe it either, but he fucking did, right there. Like some kind of animal.
Sire, the tale is true. This is a serious violation of the karaoke code.
¿El que diga del karaoke? Vale. Vale, aparte de sus crímenes contra el código del karaoke, ¿qué es lo que hizo mal?
Wrong. He harassed women, raped one, harassed workers, threatened to kill some as a warning.
From rape to harassment to threats of violence. Why the strange de-escalation? He regrets mentioning it. Hopes you didn't notice.
To kill us all, if we don't open the gates, if we don't let the scabs in, if we don't bend over. And that was before he started coming here.
Yeah, he said it was his favorite joint now. Started coming here every night. Drinking, grabbing girls. Grabbed one of ours mid-karaoke, right there on the stage.
He grabbed someone?
El teniente trata de asimilar con claridad el chorro de información.
Yeah, this girl's on the mic. A beautiful girl, young. Gets into the second verse of Lover Lake. The fucker grabs her legs, starts screaming. "Show me your cunt! Why don't you show me your cunt?" Then, he gets knocked on the head with a wine bottle. Doesn't even fall down.
¿Era la misma chica que sufrió la violación?
Aren't you fucking listening? My man is talking to you. He took care of it. They got the girl out before anything else could happen.
Yeah, me and Eugene got her out. Aren't you fucking listening?
There's something odd here. Seems like they don't want to talk about that rape Titus mentioned. Why not? This is a serious allegation. Make them talk about it.
Ya, pero entonces ¿a quién viola? Es una acusación muy grave.
No. You're not getting the name. That's a Martinez matter. And I'm not discussing it with you clowns.
There's nothing you can do for now. He's stonewalling you.
Ok. ¿Cómo le matasteis?
We hanged him up by his neck until he got real still. Wasn't that obvious?
Didn't they teach you anything at the cop school, idiot?
This is where an autopsy would come in handy. You have to work with what you know.
Necesitamos algo más. ¿Lo silenciasteis? No nos consta que se oyeran gritos.
Titus, you don't have to clarify anything.
We overpowered him, dragged his unconscious body to the tree, put a noose around his neck, and hanged him till he was dead and steady.
Then we left him for seagulls, maggots, and you fucks.
Make them a bit more uncomfortable first, then see if it all adds up.
¿No era un luchador adiestrado de las fuerzas especiales de Orange? Entonces, ¿cómo hicisteis para derribarlo?
With numbers, asshole. How do you think? You're right, Lizzie. I've done enough explaining here.
No, he hasn't. Not yet.
¿Dónde ocurrió este derribo?
Weren't you fucking listening? The fucker came to our bar. It happened right here.
Puede que sean 500. ¡Oh! ¿Pero por qué? Uy, no quería hacer esto. Es que no quiero gastar esto. Partes en compostura. Y aquí no hay nada que me lo quite y aquí no lo sé. Bien, tengo más preguntas sobre el linchamiento. No le voy a decir esto. Es que aparte como la falle, no la puedo repetir. Estoy tentada a darle, ¿eh? Bueno, si me retiro ahora, la podré volver a preguntar, ¿no? Mientras no la falle.
Like what, copper?
¿A qué voy a dar esto? ¿Quién daba las órdenes esa noche?
Are you deaf? There will be no singling anyone out. You can't arrest a hardy boy without arresting all hardy boys. Do you think you could do that? Do you think you could arrest them all?
A trick question. Don't let her lead the conversation.
No tengo por qué. Uno de ellos tuvo más que ver que los otros.
That's for the courts in Le Jardin to decide. Not for the officer making an arrest. Which we all know you won't be. What you can do right now is go back to your station and write a report.
No. We'll stay here and discuss what happened that night.
We hanged.
Didn't they?
This is where an autopsy would come in handy. You have to work with what you know.
Titus.
We overpowered him.
Then we...
Make them a bit more uncomfortable first, then see if it all adds up.
Voy a intentarlo. Es que no sé si después voy a poder porque volver a probar esto porque pone... Una de las opciones pone terminar el interrogatorio. Entonces no sé si después voy a poder hacerlo. Venga, vale, doy.
Actually,
Fallado.
they're admirably, surprisingly composed. The entire room. Given how many questions you've lobbed their way.
Todos ellos, tal vez uno se muestre más nervioso e incapaz de aguantar la presión.
Well, this one. But he's always fidgeting, so don't get your hopes up.
Weren't you fucking listening? The fucker...
With numbers.
No, he hasn't. Not yet.
Like what,
What?
copper?
¿A qué voy a dar esto? Eso no se lo voy a decir. Bueno, ¿y qué hacemos ahora?
Nothing. Your investigation here is done. Leave Martinez, go back to your stations where you belong.
I think we're going to stick around, thanks. Some things don't add up here, Titus. I've done this job for long enough to know that people don't just confess to first-degree murder. Even if it is a group responsibility. We're going to look into this.
Good luck with that. You've heard everything a rent-a-cop is gonna hear from us. Real law officials. You're lucky you didn't get a beating.
Rent-a-cop? So that's what this is about. He doesn't see you as his equals. Forget about their games. You've mapped out the characters. Reading the footprints in the yard should be easier now.
Me voy a marchar de momento. Y vamos a probar. Uy. Ay, qué susto, pensé que se me había quedado ahí pillado. Pues vamos a hacer exactamente eso. Vamos a ver las huellas de atrás. Es que es una pena que hubiera hablado con ellos ahora. Tendría que haber esperado a tener la autopsia. Qué lástima, bueno. Seguramente podemos hacer algo igualmente.
There are several footprints in the mud, left by work boots. Anywhere from 6 to 12 pairs have walked here.
Bueno, malo será, ¿no? O sea, si fallo esto ya, paga y vámonos.
8 pairs of boots have shuffled back and forth in the mud. Where else have we seen a gang of men in work boots? That's right, the hardy boys in the mess hall of Welling in rags.
Revisarlas una por una.
1. Standard work boot. Steel reinforced toes. Number 46. Just like Titus was wearing in his booth. This is the big dick. Titus, is it? They didn't even bother to change boots. Putting them on the scene is easy. Maybe even too easy.
¿Seguir contando?
2. Standard work boot. Steel reinforced toes. Number 44. Either the blonde muscular guy, Glenn, or the young guy with a plectrum around his neck. 3. Hobnailed work boot. Steel reinforced toes. Number 43. The inked banger, perhaps. 4. Standard work boot. Number 45 or 46. Theo, the old smoker. You think you even see a tiny fleck of cigarette ash inside the print.
¿Qué más?
5. Another standard work boot. Reinforced toes. Number 44. Same as before. Either the musician, Eugene, or the muscle-bound blonde, Glenn. 6. Light as air. Same make of boot. But number 41. Small like a rat. Shanky.
No debería haber discernido antes.
Better late than never, detective. The whole world is dark and the tracks burn in it with strange beauty.
Cuéntale el resto.
7. The glowing outline of a standard work boot. Number 46. The imprints are twice as deep as the others. The weight exceeds 200 kilograms. Fat Angus. Carrying something?
¿Y la última?
8. Another standard work boot. Number 44. There's an aberration in the pattern of the sole. The right sole is smoother, more worn. Curious. A missing 8th hardy boy.
7 sets of tracks, right? The Hardy Boys were here.
8 en realidad.
That's all? Interesting. Then one of them seems to be missing. Anything else out of the ordinary?
Note to self. This would be a good question to ask Titus. Where's the 8th man?
Pisada ligera, zapato del 41.
I'm guessing that's the skinny Hardy Boy. The one with his front teeth missing.
¿Te refieres al de la cara de rata?
Yes, well, he did look a bit like a rat, you're right. Do you think those prints belong to him?
Sí.
I could still be wrong, but I'm probably not.
Una pesada, unos 200 kilos.
200? This could be the combined weight of 2 people, one carrying the other who's tied up. Let's say a heavily built worker carrying a similarly built armored man. Maybe it was the fat Hardy Boy, the one sitting in the middle.
He might be right. 200 kilograms of living weight is unlikely.
Tienes razón, el recuerdo de la cabina cargaba con la víctima.
Possibly, yes.
But why?
Estás pensando, ¿por qué tuvieron que cargar con él?
Yes, they could have used a makeshift stretcher or just march him up to the gallows.
Maybe the carrier wanted to impress his peers, demonstrate his physical might.
Puede que la víctima no estuviera consciente.
Even easier to carry on a stretcher, or between two men. Anyway, it's for future consideration. What else can you see?
Una anomalía. Una suela es más lisa que la otra.
Interesting. Let's name it the Old Soul. I wouldn't be surprised if this was the missing Hardy boy. Wonder who he is.
¿Tienes alguna idea, teniente?
Someone operating a workbench with a pedal? Like a joiner at the harbor. Or maybe a drummer?
He regrets it the moment he says it.
No decir nada, solo sentir.
I don't know why I said that. We are not looking for a drummer. We are looking for a group of dock workers.
The lieutenant clearly appreciates the chance to clear up the drummer issue himself.
Perhaps it could be a driver. A driver would wear out the right shoe before the left. The accelerator is on the right.
Interesante, ojalá se me hubiera ocurrido esa idea.
He doesn't seem to hear you, looking south toward the traffic jam instead. The machines are silent. The engines are all turned off.
We should keep our eyes open around the traffic jam. See whether anyone strikes out as a potential suspect. Seems prudent, no?
Sí, sensato. ¿Cuánto tiempo crees que tienen estas huellas?
A week, maybe? 7 days would fit the time frame provided to us by the caller, who reported the hanging.
It is not impossible.
¿Cómo lo sabes?
I pulled last week's forecast for coastal Havashol. 7 days below freezing. The day before, the day of his hanging, was the last warm day.
Correct again. Sub-zero temperatures would preserve the tracks in a good state. The commotion here could have taken place a week ago.
¿Qué crees que pasó aquí?
What do I think? A mob of people brought something heavy to the tree. One of them was carrying the victim. They shuffled around, especially under the tree. Then, after hoisting him up, they stood in a semicircle facing his direction. At first glance, this appears to be a lynching.
Indeed. They all stood in a row here and looked at the tree.
So far, so good. Only one thing missing.
Of course, there were 8 tracks, but there are only 7 Hardy boys.
Lo sé, 8 rastros, 7 chicos Hardy.
Which one is missing, do you think? I'm going to say it was our old soul.
Así que la sola extraña estaba presente en el linchamiento, pero no en el reservado.
Yes, I doubt the Hardys are going to tell us who this person is. For now, it's best if we just keep our eyes open. I'm sure our investigation will eventually lead us to the old soul.
Ya les hemos revisado todas. Ok. Bien. Bueno, ya hemos ahí avanzado un poco más. Y mira, ya casi son las 9 para ir a ver si está el fumador, a ver si nos dice algo interesante. ¿Cómo podremos llegar aquí a hablar con esta? Es que... como las puertas. Aquí no, una ventana y una puerta. ¿Puedes ir? Supongo que no. No. Qué curioso. ¿Y lo de la ventana de aquí? Supuestamente la ventana de donde estaban los Hardy está esta parte, pero no podemos ver nada, ¿no? Ponía algo raro, como que no era la hora. Tendré que probar a ir más tarde, quizás de noche, cuando estén ya todos durmiendo o algo así. Qué misterio, qué misterio. Qué misterio. Bueno, yo creo que lo vamos a dejar aquí por hoy. En el siguiente episodio seguiremos investigando a ver si encontramos ese octavo Hardy. Y a lo mejor tiene algo que ver con la dama del volante. No lo sé. También tenemos que ver cómo avanzamos con eso. Así que bueno, tenemos varios frentes abiertos. A ver si entre hoy, yo creo que cuando avancemos de día también vamos a desbloquear ahí más cosas. Así que nada, se pone interesante. Y eso, aquí lo dejamos por hoy. Como siempre os digo, si os está gustando la serie, por favor dejad un like al vídeo, no olvidéis suscribiros y también activar la campanita para que os avise cuando suba nuevos episodios. Y nada, nos vemos muy pronto en el próximo. Muchas gracias.